Okay, so not naming names, but a while ago I made a video saying that if I were president, I would put a certain friend of the Kardashians on house arrest. An hour later, that video got reported and taken down by a certain person's team. Recently, I decided to talk about it on my podcast. I think my exact words were, I think he really just wants to kiss, which I stand by. People started tagging him, and an hour later, I realized I was blocked. Definitely not related, but an hour later, an Instagram with the name I Hate Becca More, Your Podcast Sucks popped up. I have no idea who could have made this, but at least he chose a cute pic of me.
Hey, thanks so much for tuning in. To support this podcast, hit the subscribe button below and the bell so you never miss an episode. Enjoy the show.
Joe, there is a movement going on against me right now because I said,
Oh, Jonathan, I almost forgot to ask you about this. FOODGOD. I've seen him before. I tried to interview him. He said no. I hate him.
Wait, really? You met FOODGOD?
I saw him in Vegas, and when I was out interviewing, I was like, John, like, will you
You
answer?
are so lucky. I want to meet him so bad.
I didn't really meet him. I just went up to him. I had a microphone. I'm like, hey, would you want to do a quick thing for our YouTube video real fast? And he was like, no, I'm good.
No, Joe, he's so scared of me. He hates me so much right now. Like, actually,
Tell the story. I can't believe I was going to forget. This should have been the first thing I wrote down because I remember being like in 5th grade watching Command PR after the Kardashians with my mom. So I'm like a huge, I know everything Jonathan. He's such a boner.
he's awful. Okay, so basically, I saw his like TikToks coming up on my feed,
Yes.
and they were just so obnoxious. And I was like, that's not your real personality. Like, why are you so weird on TikTok? So then I was like, if I made a quick TikTok saying, if I were president, I would put Jonathan Chevin on house arrest. Within half an hour, he saw it somehow and he reported it. And then he reported my entire account on TikTok and said that he was just like trying to find things that he could like get my account suspended for. And like, he basically said I was impersonating myself or like I don't know. So then TikTok had to reach out to me and like, I had to prove that I was really Becca Moore.
Yeah.
And so I had to send my ID in. Anyway, he said I was bullying him. And then I like laughed about it for a while. And then I went on my podcast with Alyssa and like I was just like talking shit about him for a couple minutes.
Right.
Immediately, I think he like figured it out. And then all of a sudden, right when that podcast, like people were tagging him in it, and I saw like things of like people were taking the clip and like sending it to him. And like an hour later, there was a weird Instagram account that was called I Hate Becca More, Your Podcast Sucks.
Yes.
So who else would it have been? Like, I think it was him.
You should have made a dog account and been like, why do you hate me?
I've been like
my owner. Why do you hate my owner?
That's the funniest thing I've ever seen. Yeah, I should make a new account to like try to get a hold of him. But he blocked me on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, every single thing he blocked me on. And then people were like going in and going on like his Wikipedia and saying that me and him were dating.
I'm sorry, this is fucking cracking me up because I'm just picturing, as you say this, I'm just picturing his face and his weird hair and like how he changed his name to FOODGOD. And I'm just like, this guy's such a fucking weirdo.
Yeah, people were saying that I killed him or like that I like
burnt the internet. You killed his internet. You killed the internet.
They were saying I killed him and that we were dating on his official Wikipedia page.
Oh, I remember you posted the screenshots.
Yeah, and so people went through like I don't know who like how they found it out, but like he was the one that was like changing it back. Like they were editing it so fast, and every 5 minutes he had to refresh and like get onto his own Wikipedia. And like I feel that kind of made me feel a little bit guilty. I was like, poor guy, I'm wasting.
But he's literally spending his afternoon on Wikipedia refreshing over and over again just to go change. I mean, there's
a little part of me that was people were telling me like you should be ready to like go to court, like he might like sue you or something.
Over what? You made TikToks. Come on, people.
I mean, I don't even care. Like I want to go to court with FOODGOD. Are you kidding? That'd be
amazing publicity.
I have like $3. What are they gonna take from me? I don't even care. I don't know.
Oh my God. That's hysterical. That's the best thing I've ever heard.
Hi.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing awesome. Thanks so much for jumping on and doing this. This is going to be awesome. I was trying to think, Has the only time we've ever seen each other is when we met at Olivia's house in Columbus that one
Yeah.
time?
Yeah, I didn't know if you remembered that. Yeah, it was like the
Yeah.
randomest thing ever.
It was super random. The one thing I do remember from that night, I don't know if you'll remember this, there were like these guys talking to you, and like I just happened to turn the corner and you caught me. Usually I'm quick on my feet, but you caught me completely off guard and you just started talking to me as if you wanted me to be your brother or something. You were just like not having these guys and you were trying to like use me to get out of this situation. And I felt so bad because I was like looking around. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
I think it was these guys were like, they like got me the Uber to go, because I said I was going to my friend's house and I wanted to go home, and they were like, oh, we're coming in your Uber. So like I knew them from like Midway. So for like 20 minutes I knew them. And then they were there and I didn't know what to do and I was like terrified, but it ended up being fine. I survived.
That's good. Yeah, I felt so bad. I was looking around. I'm like, what is going on? You were calling me not by my name. I was like, what the hell is going on?
I'm so sorry. That's so cringy. I was like,
it's all good. I look back at it as, man, I'm usually so good and I live for that stuff just to like role play out of nowhere, just to like help someone out. So I was so upset. I'm like, man, I really dropped the ball there.
Yeah, you dropped the ball, Joe. Like, what the fuck?
Total choke job by me. I usually live for that. Well, before we get too in deep into this, I want to tell everyone just who you are if they don't know who you are yet. So our lovely guest today, Becca, Total Frat Move personality. You can check out her blogs, check out her new podcast. So I was like, Alyssas Story, is that how you say her last name?
Alyssas Story, yeah.
Alyssas Story. Yep. So I will have to say, I've listened to 2 full episodes so far, and I got into the 3rd one this morning. I started listening to it. I'm a fan. I'm loving it so far. It's great.
It doesn't seem like your demographic. Usually it's like college-age girls, but yeah, I'm glad you like it too. I'll let everyone know.
Yes, please do. It's like my guilty pleasure. Just kind of like podcasts that are not meant for me. They're like my guilty pleasure.
Wait, you do like Bachelor stuff a lot, don't you?
I would do. Yeah.
The Canadian guy.
What's that? Yes.
Daniel.
Yeah, with Daniel. Yeah, who used to be on the show. We would do those breakdowns. Those were really fun.
I love The Bachelor. I love those episodes. Those are my favorite.
Yeah. Thank you. So how high in the charts has the podcast climbed so far? What's been the highest?
I did not expect it to like chart right away. I think the highest it got to was like 49 or something, so like top 50, which is insane. I was like, oh my god, that's so embarrassing. People have like heard me talk about all of my secrets.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's insane. Yeah, well, the hard part is we always record them at like a bar, and like we want to make it seem like we're kind of like out and like, I don't know. So I forget that we're recording all the time, like every day. I'm sorry, my phone's going off. But yeah, and it's so embarrassing when people are like, remember, and when they come out, I don't even listen back to them because it is so cringy for me to be like, why did I say that? Like, that was so, like, that's so embarrassing. And yeah, so people that I've like referred to, they always figure out who I'm talking about. And then they're like, I don't know. I've gotten in trouble for a couple things I've said.
Oh, well, they can get over it. It's been great. And then you're getting ready to move to Nashville, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So when's that coming up?
August 30. I think people think I already live there, because people are like, I'm coming to Nashville. Can I see you? And I'm like, I live in Ohio right now, sadly, but it took us forever to find an apartment because we're like not very, I don't know. We don't have real jobs. So it was like hard for people to like understand. But we move August 31st, and yeah, I want to be there right now. This is awful. I hate Ohio.
Yeah. I'm out, I love Ohio, but also I feel like it's a little bit easier to me because I live in Arizona and I've been here for so long, to where I appreciate both, because like the landscape and everything out here is just way different than when I go home to Ohio and I leave a big city to go to a small town and I see grass again. It's just like, it's good. I kind of get the best of both worlds when I go back and forth. So I've been pretty lucky.
I think I'm just like being a brat about it, because I'm like, I love Nashville so much. And like, I come home to like my family and they don't get it. They're like, Columbus is great. And I'm like, no, it's not. You don't get it. So
I know. I've run into that before. They're like, can't you just like move home and do what you want to do here? I'm like, no, like I can't. I can't do it. Let's kind of take a step back And I want to know, I'm interested in kind of how, what started to propel you to this point. So, how did you get on like Total Frat Move's radar? How did you get connected with them? Was it Instagram, TikTok? Because I know you're super active on there. So, kind of what got you started and starting the blogs, and then take us through that, and then all the way up to now where you get the podcast rolling.
So basically I started making TikToks like 6 months ago, maybe like 7 or 8 months ago. And I would make like a lot of like frat content or like sorority content.
Right.
And they found me on TikTok. Like one of the guys that works there, he apparently he was like sending my TikToks in their group chat and saying like, I want this girl to roast us so bad, like talking about me. And so they called me and they're like, and I thought they maybe wanted to like collab or something. Cause like Total Frat Move, I mean, I've been like, like I've been following them since I was like in high school. It's crazy.
Right.
And they're like, do you want a job? And I was like, yeah, like,
Yeah.
What, are you kidding? And so I was about to start like a sales job, and then they offered me a job. And so I like started blogging for them. And while I've been blogging for them, my TikTok has really started like taking off even more.
Right.
And so now, and then I got my friend, because like Alyssa reached out to me from TikTok. She found my TikToks too, and I was like, will you work with me at TFM? And then like I convinced her to work there too. And then they gave us a podcast.
Yeah, and that was really cool. The thing that I just listened to, because I listened to the episodes this morning. So you originally were like, you followed Alyssa. She had some super viral tweets. The one that's just hilarious, like you're redoing the bases, right? So it's in the frat and sorority world, like first base is having sex with someone, and then second base is hanging out sober, whatever it is. Like that is hysterical. So you kind of caught on that way from Alyssa, and then she ends up reaching out to you. So you have to be like, oh my God. And then weren't you like, hey, like, yeah, you should work with them and tell them we want to do a podcast together?
Yes, I like made her, because I know she had like, at the time she had like a huge platform, which she still does, but like they would listen to her more than they would listen to me. So I was like, tell them we should do a podcast. And I like, because I've been a fan of her since I was like a junior in college, because she was just like me, like seeing someone that's like doing the same thing, like doing what you want to do. Like I've been following her forever. So yeah, it's actually kind of crazy how it all happened. Like I don't know. I feel like I have been like forcing TFM to do so many things. Like I made them fly us out to Fort Lauderdale. I made them take us to Nashville like 3 different times. I feel bad.
Well, I love the content you're making out of it. It's kind of like this bullying your boss series is what I've seen you kind of have going on, which I love. And it kind of fits your whole, like the whole vibe that you and Alyssa have. You guys just like, like we're hot. We're like sorority girls, like people like follow us, and we're just going to do this because that's what we want to do. And you're going to pay for it.
Look, I mean, you summed it up yourself. That's literally what we do. That's how we are in person with them too. Like we're like, please, like I don't know. I feel bad.
But it's so funny because like in the content world, like that can attract an audience and like be great for you. But if you weren't in the content world, you'd be like, these people are just like the worst.
We would get fired. That's what I'm telling you. I've been fired from I haven't been fired from a lot of jobs. I've only been fired from one. But like I'm realizing that I'm so bad at having like a real job. So I mean, it's bad.
But it's good. I look at it too. Like I've had, done some odd jobs since graduating because COVID, flips everything upside down. But that's why I love having an outlet like this, because I'm like, oh, wait, like I can kind of flip all these experiences. Like deep down, I have like PTSD, but I get to, like tell stories and talk about how, oh my God, you won't believe this. I did this and it sucked. You won't believe the people I talked to, the people that you run into. You wouldn't expect it because you just kind of see the finished product. No one knew Becca before she was Total Frat Move podcast person, but you have all these stories about, I just heard the one about you being a bartender and, unless it was a beer or a shot or a vodka soda, you weren't going to make it and you would just want to run off and go on your phone.
Well, that's the thing. It's like I get a lot of it when people first find my TikTok or like see my content. I think they assume that I'm like some rich like sorority girl who like had it easy my whole life. But I've had to work since I was 16. And I don't know. I've did not have a perfect life, like at all. So like I've been through so many random like crazy experiences with whether it be like my family or like the jobs that I've had or like, friends or like being in my sorority, like almost getting kicked out like 20 different times. And so when I started realizing like, oh, I can make this like into a joke, it became like therapeutic to me. To be like, everyone loves like hearing like, because it makes other people feel better about things that they've been through as well. So if I can
relate, and they relate,
yeah.
oh, I do something similar. What would you say of all the jobs that you had, what's the one job that you would think would surprise people the most that you worked that job?
Oh my God, like so many. I worked at a pizza place. I like made the subs at a pizza place.
Yeah.
And that was like a big dramatic thing. I like dated a manager and it was so bad. But it was like bad. So I worked at a pizza place. I worked at a Bob Evans. Do you know what that is? Bob Evans?
Yeah, of course. I love Bob Evans. I'm more of a Cracker Barrel guy, but it's all good.
Cracker Barrel. Ew. No, not weird. Yeah. I've been a barista. I've worked in the ice cream place.
Okay.
I've literally worked every single job, I think.
Yeah.
Serving, hosting, bartending, making salads. I made smoothies at a place once time. And like I've done, I had an internship at a nonprofit too.
Okay. Yeah. So you're covering all, you're checking all the boxes here.
I know. I feel like I'm trying to convince you that I've been in the workforce. I'm like, believe me, I swear.
I believe you. Believe me. I met you once, and I was your fake brother for a second. So I believe everything that you say. I want to talk about. I even sent you a message about this one. I want to talk about my favorite article of yours, and I don't even remember everything that you said in it. I just remember the headline because it was so great. Is he hot, or does he just have a boat?
We want to be on a boat. So we're going to DM guys on dating apps and see if one will let us on. Attempt number 1. Let's see if it works. It worked.
Now, I want to go into depth with this because it's so true. Now, I don't see it through the lens that you do because I'm a guy, but I will say this, and I experienced it this past Valentine's Day. I refer to, now feel free to use this phrase or use this in a blog or something. I always refer to Valentine's Day as National He's With Her or She's With Him Day, where I'm just like, because everyone posts pictures together if they have a boyfriend or girlfriend on Valentine's Day. And I feel like this past year, more than any time, I was scrolling through Instagram being like, what? Like, I've seen couples that just did not make sense to me. But then here's where I'm tying it back into your article, because I'm nosy and stalker. I would go into the Instagram, and sure enough, you scroll back to like July and August. He's got a fucking sick boat.
Yeah, he has a boat. That's 100% what it is. It's always like a gorgeous model girl with like a random guy that she definitely met at like, I don't know, like a stupid college bar, but he has a rich family with a boat.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. It's just, I mean, I was in Michigan over the 4th of July weekend, and like these guys invited me and my friend Paige to go on their boat, and like if we met them out in the wild, like we would never, I don't know, like we wouldn't.
No.
I don't know. And anyway, they ended up getting like super hot as the week went on because they had so many connections to like boats, yachts, and all these people. And we were like, damn, like maybe we should give these guys a chance. I don't know. I just like being on a boat.
Yeah, what is it about boats? Is it just cool? Like not everyone has a boat. It is truly a luxury item. And I mean, is it, just being on the water? Like what is it? I mean, I love being out on a boat too, but I can't explain like what's so great about it. Or is it just
I think it's a little bit of a bit or like a joke that I do, like an ongoing thing. I just really like being on boats, and like the easiest way to get on them, because my family I don't have anyone in my family with a boat. The easiest way is to like use like a dating app, and like I think it just turned into, it's like a snowball effect of people think that like I'm a gold digger or whatever, blah blah blah. But I literally just want to be I just like being on boats.
Let me ask you this. Usually, generally, cuffing season are kind of like the colder months, right? Kind of like late fall into winter. Is there kind of like how, Christmas in July, could we have cuffing season in the summer? Would you ever consider, or do you know people, or have you thought about maybe if I can tolerate this guy for a few months, we'll have I'll make him think we're in sort of a relationship thing just for the summer months because he has a boat.
Yeah, I would do that. Honestly, I don't live by water. I live in the middle of Ohio, so it's like pretty easy for me to like separate I don't know, when I go to Florida, like I'll pretend to be into a guy for like a while, for
Yeah.
like the whole time I'm there. But a lot of people say like there's like a quote from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and like a really viral TikTok about me went around, and it was like the implication of being on a boat, like you have to like sleep with someone or something. So then I started realizing, oh my God, do the people think I'm gonna sleep with them for being on, like where? Like I don't know. So no, I've never had to like prostitute myself, and I don't recommend that. That's a disclaimer because people are saying that I'm telling 14-year-old girls to like get on a boat and make the guy think that you're gonna sleep with him. So yeah, now I need to like rethink the whole thing because I did get in a little bit of trouble.
Oh, it's people take things too far. It's a funny joke. I love the bit. Now
I would totally like just like be on good terms with a guy with a boat.
yeah.
I don't know if I would like pretend to date him, but
Right.
yeah.
Maybe not that long. But I can tolerate him. He'll let me bring a friend or two. I'm like, I can do this for a month. I'm good. And then just
yeah, and maybe he has like cute friends that you actually like. You never know.
yeah, right. You all get along. Now here's where I'm going to push back on you, and I want to talk about this story because it was so funny. I think this is episode 2. The whole blindly siding with women and their cheating situations, I think is just total bullshit. But I want to break down Alyssa's thing because I agree with her, and in some parts I don't. Where she told the story about the guy, and it's true. Guys will get insecure when their girlfriend is so much hotter than them or hotter than them. That's a tough spot to be in because that they see their girlfriend getting a bunch of attention. It can be tough for them. It's not for everybody, right? Now, when she talked about being in COVID and their long distance and it was so easy and he never found out or anything. Now, I don't think he deserved to be cheated on for lifting up his shirt and being like, what did he say? He was like, don't forget you have such a hot boyfriend when she was going out. That's I don't think he deserved to be cheated on, but he definitely deserved to be broken up with. Would you agree with that? I mean,
yes, of course. Right. Okay, I think that Alyssa does this thing where she pretends to really, she's so, everything is like a comedy routine to her, and it's like she can perform. I swear to God, she's not actually like that. She doesn't go around cheating. I swear, like you have to meet her. She would never. I think that if a guy does something super cringy like that, then it is time to break up. You don't cheat on them. I think she was just trying to be funny.
Yeah. No, it was hilarious. I'm not like some person that's going to be like, I'm going to cancel you guys. I thought it was hilarious, but I had to stick up for the guy's side of this because yes, that's bullshit. No guy should ever be like, don't forget you have such a hot boyfriend and be serious about it. That's awful, but shouldn't be cheated on. Definitely broken up with for sure.
Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like that eggs her on a little bit more when the guy's like, I'm better than every. I don't know. Maybe we do disagree. I don't know if I would cheat on him, but I would just be like, okay, well, I don't like you. I don't know.
Right. Yeah. Now here's where I don't mind. If you find out you have been cheated on, and especially if it's someone, you're close with, like a friend or something, I have no problem with playing it cool for a little bit and then getting a revenge cheat with one of their friends and then breaking it down. I would be all on board with that. Revenge. If you did this and you want to go out like a grand closing to the relationship that way, I'm all in on that.
I usually say that if you get cheated on or if you're like the victim in a relationship of like the guy being shitty, I would say you have like, I don't know, it's such a powerful move to be the victim and you can use that for like so long. Yeah. I don't know if I would sleep with his friend. I would think about it for a while, and like that's what I do. Is like when someone wrongs me, I like think about it for a long time so I can decide like when should I act and like what should I do. And I think that like people should have an excuse to be crazy, maybe like one free pass to be crazy like once in their life. Yeah. But other than that, I think it's so much more powerful to like move on and pretend to forgive him, and like because he knows what he did to you. So then you have the power. So I don't know. I think it's more powerful to like do something, to almost do nothing, actually. Yeah. If you get cheated on and you just like never talk to them again, that, like how much would that hurt? Like that would be awful. I think that's like,
Actually, you know what? You're making me totally rethink this. If you just
yeah,
handle yourself cool, calm, and collected, and you just
yeah.
go up to them and be like, I know what you did. We're not talking about this. It's over. Goodbye. And you just walk away and never turn back. I would be floored.
The rest of that guy's life, he's gonna think about that, and he's gonna be like,
Always.
should I have cheated on her? Like, I don't know. That was so stupid. I don't know. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's more powerful to do nothing and like pretend like you don't care.
See, that's why we talk things out. You're totally changed my mind on this. Now I hope I get cheated on so I can do that.
I know, me too. I've never been cheated on, but I totally would do that.
I've never been able to confirm it, but I've been pretty suspicious.
Really? Maybe I have to actually. I don't know.
Who knows? Let's not worry about it. When it comes up, we'll come back and tell the story. Okay? We're speaking. Let's stay on the topic of cringe stuff because I love this. What is the most cringe thing? Maybe you're not even a guy that you've talked to. Maybe it's not even directly with you, but something that you've heard other than the one that we just mentioned with Alyssa. What's some of like the most cringe things you've heard from guys to either say to like try to pick up a girl, save a relationship, or, you know, just out at a bar one night to get them to come back with them? What's some of the most cringe stuff that you've seen?
I yesterday was on Twitter, and I think one of my friend's friend had a guy slide into her DMs
Yeah.
as on his dog's account, like on his, like he has like an account for his puppy.
Right. Yeah.
And then, did you see this?
No, but I've seen stuff like this. Yeah.
This shocked me. The puppy was like pretending to be like, so let's see if you're a good match for my owner.
I've seen
like,
this. Yes, I know what you're talking about.
I was floored. I cannot believe that's a thing. Guys are getting so creative. Ugh, it's disgusting. Like he's like, what's your stance on peanut butter or something? It was so embarrassing. Ugh, I can't.
Oh my God, that is pretty.
I think guys need to like, so I do this thing on TikTok where I like rate my creepy DMs.
Yeah.
And I've seen guys in the comments be like, okay, not even gonna lie, did not even realize that was creepy, or like now I'm learning from like watching those videos.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's almost helpful for people to like see this is like what failed and like this is what would be like a good DM.
Right.
But most of mine, like I had this one guy make me into a cartoon, like make my body into a cartoon.
Uh-huh.
And so that was like the creepiest thing that's ever happened to me. He like did a graphic design on his computer. And it was like insane.
Wow.
Like a cartoon, like my naked, like what he imagines my naked body would look like.
Whoa.
It was almost like flattering. I was like, oh my God, you like love me. Except he didn't put hair on me though. Like no, I didn't have any of my hair. I was like a bald body.
Huh.
Like I don't know. I didn't even have like eyelashes or anything. It was so weird.
Yeah, I don't know what to say about that.
I don't know.
A little weird. Here's another topic I want to talk to you about. I see it all the time out here in Arizona. Have you ever been out here?
No, I've never been to Arizona.
You would love Scottsdale.
I think I would too. People keep telling me that.
You would fit right in. I see it all the time. Instagram, a girl one summer, you know, decides to get into fitness, and she goes, you know, from a kind, cool, kind of just blends in with the crowd 7. Then all of a sudden she's like a 9, and she has this boyfriend, right? And the boyfriend's, you know, usually in those situations, it seems like the boyfriend's great, but now they looked better together before that one summer where she decided to really get into fitness. And now she's like a smoke show, right? Mm-hmm. And like going to attract a bunch of new attention. Have you seen situations like this? And do you feel bad for the guy because there's almost nothing he can do? It almost seems like a time clock is on their relationship. He's like, what am I supposed to do here?
I don't feel bad for the guy. I think he should improve his life then. I mean, she works to be a 9, so like, why not be with a guy that's like super hot? You know what I mean?
For sure. No, I see both sides of it. So I kind of want to do not really a lightning round, but I have some topics I want to ask you. I don't know if you ever saw when I used to do like the interview videos on the street and things like that.
Yes, I remember.
Okay, so you remember. So I want to go back, revisit some of those topics, but I want to ask you to kind of get, you know, your thoughts and feelings on some of these. So I'm going to start with my most popular one that I've ever done. Dad bod or 6-pack?
Dad bod.
Dad bod. So dad bod is like, again, like the boat thing. and people making pet accounts to slide into girls' DMs. It's like a phenomenon. It is like at the peak of its powers right now. It's on fire. What is it so much about the dad bod that the girls love?
I think that when a guy is super into fitness, I think just for me it's a preference, just because I don't like like feeling like I have to only ever eat like super healthy around a guy.
Right.
So I like to be like a little bit more fit than the guy that I'm with, to be honest. So I don't know, maybe it's just a personal thing.
Yeah.
But like if he's super into fitness and obsessed with it, I can see it turning like toxic and they're like just too egotistical. That's why, for me.
Yeah, that's pretty much what most of the girls have said. Now, here's what the people, I will say, here's what the guys, when I post that video, right, especially on TikTok, here's what the guys will say. They see a girl say pretty much exactly what you just said, and they'll be like, oh, so you're just insecure, or you think we work out for you, we do it for us. Like, how would you fire back to
Well,
that?
yeah, I mean, that's fine if they do it for them, but like, I've just seen so many guys with like six packs, like posting in the mirror. Like, I've just been turned off to it.
Yeah.
It's like, if you have a six pack, great, but like, I don't know. I don't really care though.
Yeah.
It's not something I even like care.
Again, the power move would be to kind of hide it, and then all of a sudden, you know, when you're in a situation with a girl and you take your shirt off, and
he's so fit and you didn't expect it, I would think I would fall in love with him.
Yeah, that would be like a big surprise. Like, oh, like he's kind of almost, you know, a little not embarrassed, but a little shy about like how good of shape he is in, rather than being the guy that's just like this 24/7.
Yes, it's like the energy. It's like all about energy. Like if they're like too into themselves, and it's like, okay, you're more into you than I'm into you. You know what I mean? It's like I don't. Ugh, it's like gross.
Can guys and girls be just friends?
Yes. Question. I don't know. Because I used to be best friends with this guy for like years and years, and then one day, out of nowhere, we just started like I mean, I don't want to get into the details too much, but we like hooked up, and then we started like dating. So
Whoa.
Yeah, like right after, it was like immediate. Like the second we hooked up, we were like, all right, let's just date then. Let's be together. There's always like weird sexual tension with like guys and girls.
Big muscles or deep pockets?
Pockets. For sure.
You're like, pockets. Don't tell anyone.
I know. I know that that's like the ongoing joke that like I'm a gold digger or whatever, but like, come on, like, wouldn't you rather like go out to a nice dinner than like him lift your car? I don't know. What do even like big muscles do for me? Like nothing. So I don't know.
Here's what we go back to, right? You're with the big muscle guy and you're like, oh, unseasoned chicken breast again, or the rich guy with the dad bod and you're going out and eating awesome.
Right. I mean, yeah.
Chips and salsa, bring it on.
I agree. So yeah, that's my answer.
Okay, love it. Okay, what are some of your biggest red flags in a guy? If a guy is like really, really attractive, is there any red flags out there that can make you be like, nope, I won't even go near that?
Yes, if I'm like out at a bar and I'm like excited to see the guy, and if he's like flirting with other girls and like being like, you know, when they like try to like pretend like they get like so many girls and like, I don't know. I don't like that. That's when I get turned off.
Yeah. This goes back to, again, I just listened to this. I'm like repeating all your podcasts, but you talk about walking the fine line, the happy medium of playing it cool. It seems like that guy is trying to play it too cool. Like, I get all these girls instead of just being like chill. He's like, what he's doing is he's trying when he shouldn't be.
I know. And that's what I'm saying. It's like, I don't really want to play like the Bachelor all the time. Like if a guy likes me, then I would rather them just like focus their attention on me rather than like try to put on a show.
Right.
I don't know. I feel like I've done that too when I was like 19, that I've like tried to like flirt with guys in front of the guy that I like, but I don't know why I was doing that. Like, I don't think guys should do that anymore. It's like
No, it's so funny. I think back to like what I was like as a freshman and sophomore too in school. I'm like, I'm so glad that was not like, I'm so glad that I got older and realized just how much of an idiot I was.
Yeah, it's like looking back at like the behavior, even like things that I've like posted. I'm like on like Twitter and stuff.
Yeah.
I used to like post like lyrics to like Drake, like songs, and I'm like, what am I talking? Like, what was I doing? I was like, so I don't know. I wish I could go back in time, but anyway, yeah, I would say just like don't put on a show in front of a girl, like if you're at a bar.
Here's my biggest one, because I've heard this way too many times and been in this situation. Girls, why do they say, with a guy, why do they say yes to plans that they have no intentions on following through with? They know that they're going to cancel even when they say yes.
Like, why do we do that?
Yes.
Why do girls? I do that all the time. I don't know.
I know everyone does.
I don't want to like reject a guy, you know, like, ugh.
End up rejecting him anyways.
I know. I think it's more like, I don't know. I think it's more like, I just feel too bad. I feel like I'm cringing thinking about saying like, I'm sorry, I'm not interested in you. Like, I would never say that.
I know. Just say no. That was one of my favorite videos, because every girl reacted just like how you did. When I asked them the question, they all kind of looked at each other. It's like one of those things you see on TikTok. It's like, who have you been talking to? Like, which one of these, this overall girl sorority, like who spoke, who spilled all of our secrets? They all looked at each other. And they were like, fuck, I'm just going to put my hands up, take me away, handcuffs. You found us out. We're gone. We're done.
I feel like guys have such fragile like egos, and like I hate the thought of like being someone like that like ruins it for them. Like it's just easier to let them believe that. I don't know. Ugh. I'm thinking about it right now. I'm thinking about I just can't.
Isn't it? So it's so funny when you think about it. It's like, wow, a simple no would have worked, but then I canceled plans the day of, and then he just thought I actually had to watch someone's dog, and now he's going to ask me out again, and I have to say no again.
Oh my God, I have this weird thing where I started just like ghosting them and like leaving them hanging, which is so much worse. I need to stop. I feel bad.
Okay, right here. How many times have you sent the "you're gonna hate me" text?
Oh, I've sent that like 10 to 15 times.
Oh my God. I was gonna ask you, I was like, how many times in your romantic career has Becca sent the "you're gonna hate me" text?
I love when guys are so excited about planning something. They're like, hey, like I have such a good idea, like we should do this, blah blah blah. And then when I realize it's like, I don't know. So yeah, then I don't know how to like turn them down right away, because I don't want them to. I feel bad. So yeah, it's just because I feel bad.
Okay, whatever. Okay, last one. This is kind of a two-parter. Looks or confidence?
Confidence.
Confidence?
100%. Yeah. I just really love when guys are confident.
Yeah.
So I don't know, looks or whatever, but like if you're confident, then you are automatically really hot. I don't know what it is.
I mean, you stand out, I feel like, right?
Yes, I feel like confident guys are so different. Like the guys that don't approach you right away.
Yep.
I feel like the most insecure guys are the ones that like when you walk into a bar, they immediately go up to you and they're like, can I get you a drink? Like blah blah. But like the quiet confidence, to me, that is so attractive.
Yeah. You like look away for 1 second. What's wrong? Are you okay? Is everything okay? Like shut the fuck up.
Yes, I know. I'm like, get away from me. Like if I'm not like interacting with them enough and they're like, can I buy you another drink? Another one? Like blah blah blah. I'm like, I don't know. I hate that.
You just like turn and yawn. Oh, am I just so fucking boring? And then they just like walk away.
Oh my God, wait, I think that night that we were at Olivia's was the night this one guy came up to me and was like, what's your major? And he was like hitting on, I think it was the guy that you were trying to help me get away from. He came up to me, was buying me drinks all night. Yeah. And then he was like, what's your major, by the way? And I was like, communications. And he was like, you're like the worst communicator I've ever seen. Like, why aren't you talking to me then? And I'm like, because I'm not interested in you. That's why.
Obviously, he didn't. He forgot to take a hint 101. He must have missed that. Jesus Christ.
I think I should teach like a master class for guys on like how to talk to girls, because I think that not enough of them know like confidence isn't like loud and like obnoxious. It's like quiet and like you're sure of yourself and like I don't know.
Well, that goes back to what we talked about, right? With the cheating and like how you could really floor someone. You're cool, calm, and collected. That's so much powerful for not only that situation, but like this kind of seems like the theme of everything we're talking about here. Just be cool within yourself. You don't have to be flashy and not trying to impress everyone and dropping all this money and being loud and jumping on tables, and just kind of just be chill.
Yeah, but I do want to say, if you do get cheated on, I really think that everyone has like one free pass of like being a little bit crazy.
I'm with you.
But after that, I think the most powerful thing you can do is just like walk away and like never talk to that person again.
How much do you, in a guy, now this is something that's big too, you could almost ask like, looks are funny. Like how far, if a guy is funny, how far could, an average to below average looking guy physically, but if he's really funny, how far could that take them? I mean, could that take them all the way to the end zone? Could they marry someone just by being funny?
Literally all the way. Like if a guy is funny, then I'm so down. Like doesn't matter what they look like. Especially if they're funny and confident, then like I think I would date I would date them for sure.
Yeah.
You usually don't really get like there's like people can be funny or like hot. You can't really like hot people are usually never really funny, I've noticed. Like hot guys.
And sometimes like I look at it too, like on a bigger scale, just like, when you look at movies and things like that, there are some like leading men that are really good looking, that are really funny, but they almost don't, they don't get as much credit for their comedy because we almost have, just kind of like you said, we kind of have that wall up against them as an audience. Like, oh yeah, I mean, that was pretty funny. But if, like a, Jonah Hill or a Steve Carell would have delivered the same line, we would be like pissing ourselves. Like, this is the craziest thing. We almost don't appreciate, we can kind of miss comedy if it's like a Brad Pitt or like a Ryan Gosling, or even like, I think Ryan Reynolds pulls it off the best because he's good looking, but he's not like a Brad Pitt, Zac Efron guy, but he's still really, really funny, but also handsome.
It's the same thing with girls. People think everything I'm saying is like I'm being for real. Like when I made a TikTok yesterday where I was like, girls shouldn't work, they should go to the pool. But I was obviously that's like a joke.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks, or people think that I really think that I don't think girls should be legally allowed to have jobs. So people like categorize like girls and guys, like girls, people don't think girls are funny. So people just assume I have a very like dry, sarcastic sense of humor, and people assume that everything I'm saying is like actually like what I'm saying, but like, you know what I mean?
No, sure. Yeah, and it sucks because I run into that sometimes too. It's just like you can tell who, either they don't have a good sense of humor, or it's a different sense of humor, because I'm very sort of dry like you, where you can just see things like go right over their head.
I know, and they're like scared after that.
Yeah, but like if you were talking to me, because I have a similar sense of humor, if you said the same thing to me, I would totally get it, and it would just hit. I'd be like, "That's so funny. I love it."
Okay, yeah, exactly. I think
your audience matters.
Not to be like, oh my God, we're so much smarter than the rest of like the US. But like I'm just saying, like a lot of people really don't assume that like, I don't know, that girls can be funny. And I think that it's just a intelligence thing. Like I don't know. Not to be mean, but yeah.
I saw one of the funniest comments on Instagram today. I forget what it was, just like on it wasn't even relating to whatever the post was, but some girl just commented, "Venmo me, I'm too cute to work." And like that's fucking hilarious. But of course everyone's replying a bunch of like, pissed off fat white dudes who can't get laid. They're like, "Oh, fucking typical." Like, dude, chill, it's a fucking joke, it's funny. Becca, this was awesome. I'm so glad we were able to catch up.
Yeah, thank you, Joe. This is the best. I'm gonna make a little dog account and start DMing too.
Yes, let's make a joint dog account, and we'll just go to war and people's DMs. It's gonna be so awesome.
I know. Next time I'm in Arizona, I'll tell everyone that you're my brother. I'll come over and hang out with you.
Perfect.
Yeah, my brother.
Yeah, we'll plan it out, and we'll post a bunch of pictures together, and then say you're my cousin. I just listened to that too. The one.
Oh yeah.
Where you do the loyalty DMs. I love that shit.
I know. I can pretend like, if we ever start dating, I will probably pretend that you're my brother or something.
Right. They do that out here on the radio. They will a radio station will call someone saying that, someone will call in. They're like, "I'm suspected my spouse, my boyfriend, girlfriend's cheating," right? And pretty much what you guys do, they'll have the radio call live on air saying that they're from some resort and that they won some sort of thing. And they ask them, this is a +1, this is like a romantic getaway for the weekend. Who do you want the other name to be? And sometimes they'll pass the test and say who they're with, but sometimes they get totally exposed. And then they have the spouse that is suspected of the cheating on the line, and then as soon as they say the wrong name, they just unleash. It's crazy.
I need to do something like that.
Yeah, I mean,
I have to think about
on like
that.
a broader scale of what you guys are doing with the loyalty DMs, which are great.
Yeah, I think I can like expand that idea a little bit more, but yeah, good idea.
Sweet. Well, thank you so much, Becca. This was awesome.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you so much for tuning in and watching all the way until the end. Not everyone does that. So again, support this podcast, hit the subscribe button, the bell, so you never miss an episode, and we'll talk to you in the next one.